Hello, friends from Five Reasons. We are back here with our Marlins report. We are live. I know we are doing this during the Miami Heat game, but we had to do it. It's going to be a short one, a short and sweet for you guys to enjoy. And tomorrow, on Saturday, we're going to do a more complete analysis of the situation with all the people that are following the Marlins in the Five Reasons sports network. So, David Fernandez, we're excited about this team. We knew we had the chance to really make the playoffs, but we never thought it was going to be at the Bronx at Yankee Stadium against the mighty Yankees with the double play, with the bases loaded, and everything that went on in this game. So welcome. You guys have been covering the Marlins this year. You guys have been doing an awesome job there. So the floor is yours.
Hey, Alejandro, thank you, man. Thanks for hopping on here. I mean, this is a special time. It's been 17 years since the Marlins have been in the playoffs, right? 17 years since the last time the Marlins qualified for the postseason in MLB. And listen, there's nothing to say about this team that you can really kind of go too negative, right? Have we been frustrated with the offense from time to time? Yes. Have we been frustrated with some of the pitching performances? Yeah, absolutely, right? But the resilience that this team has shown all year long, from what we started with at the beginning with the COVID-19 outbreak, with all of the injuries and everything that's happened to this club. I mean, they've believed in themselves the entire time. They have always bounced back. I mean, they lose to the Braves by 20 runs. They lose to teams by 15, by 10, by 11. And every time they come back with a win on the next night. Like, this team is so incredibly resilient. They are fighters. And they pushed and they pushed and they pushed, and they finally earned that postseason berth here tonight. It was an incredible performance tonight. It was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I know. And talking about incredible performances, yesterday Pablo Lopez against the Braves, only 5 innings, but a very important 5 innings because we saw what happened in the first 3 games of that series. The Braves are just a very explosive offensive team. It's very hard to really stop them, and Pablo did that for the first 5 innings, and then the bullpen came on. And everybody but Boxberger was great yesterday, especially Kinsler. With that 6-out save, which is great. It was the first time he did it in his career. And today we had Sandy Alcantara. I'm sorry, I'm everywhere today. It's Sandy Alcantara throwing a great game too, going into the 8th inning, only 2 runs. I mean, he doesn't win this game, but he's one of the main reasons why the Marlins got that win today. I mean, the Gary Cooper home run early in the game was huge. That was very important. The little misplay by the Yankees there in the 10th was also important. But talk to me about this Sandy Alcantara, man. He is the ace of this rotation. It's not Pablo Lopez. It's not Sixto. Sixto is great. He can be an ace sometime, but it's Sandy Alcantara. Yeah. Sandy time.
That was the question, right? For a little while, we were kind of wondering who the ace of this staff was, right? And everybody kind of downplayed Sandy. I mean, I know he got sick, so he was out for a month and all of that. And Pablo was so great to start the season. And then Sixto came on like a ball of fire, right? But listen, what Sandy Alcantara did tonight was incredible against this lineup in Yankee Stadium, where, I mean, they're just so incredibly potent. I mean, we worried about the Braves lineup. I mean, this lineup has bangers up and down just like that one, if not better, especially when they're playing in New York. And what he was able to do today, he went into the 8th inning, right? Officially 7 1/3 innings pitched. He racked up 9 strikeouts. And he gave up 2 earned runs. He hit, like, the 3rd run was ultimately his responsibility too, but he was so good tonight, and he was able to induce double plays when he needed them, and he was able to get out of the little issues that he would run into from time to time. But he really showed like the moxie and the fight of an ace, and he was talking about that going into this start a couple days ago. In the media availability, he was talking about, the Yankees lineup is great, but they're gonna have to fight with me, right? And he showed his best stuff here tonight. He showed his frontline stuff, his all-star stuff, his ace level stuff. And if we get this performance from him and how sharp Pablo was the other, last night against the Braves, if Sixto can find his form again, like regain it, that's an incredible 1-2-3 punch for any playoff series, right? And so the Marlins are looking good moving into their postseason series, whomever it's against.
Yeah, because they get to pick who pitches that day. And you know what? We saw it with Pablo. We saw it with Sandy today. Chad Wallach has been a key for the starting pitchers to really go back to what they were doing before. And I mean, if you ask me now, you might go with Wallach for that first game of the playoffs because you need your starting pitcher to really perform at that level. And you talked about pitchers inducing double plays, and today we had two huge ones. Boxberger came back. He started the inning with another walk, and then he came back with a huge double play there in the ninth. And then talk about Kinsler, man. Again, I mean, it was a very hard situation. It was DJ, and then Aaron Judge coming up with the bases loaded, up by one. We were like, oh my God, this is it. It's time to shine, and he got it. Ground ball.
He did.
And it's a double play.
Listen, and that's his specialty, right? He induces ground balls, he induces double plays, and the worry that you had going into this game was, because Mattingly had to lean on his guys on the back end of the bullpen so much yesterday. I mean, we saw Yimi yesterday, we saw Boxberger yesterday, we saw Kinsler. Kinsler had to get 6 outs yesterday. He threw 29 pitches, and then he came back. They needed the game tonight. Because the Phillies lost, right? So the game was there for the taking. So everybody was ready to go. And even though he threw 29 pitches, I mean, he didn't look great. His command was off, he was obviously in a jam throughout the inning, but he made the pitch when he needed to make it. And listen, we cannot discount Jesus Aguilar's defensive play there, because that changes, that changes the inning, right? If he's not able to secure that out, the Yankees are able to do that much more, right? So his defensive play was incredibly important, right? And he actually drove in the game-winning run with his sac fly, which was nice to see after he struggled so much earlier in the game, because he had some opportunities to break this game open from an offensive perspective. But Aguilar was able to drive in the run. He was able to make the key defensive play there in the 10th, and then Kinsler, just that pitch that he was able to get and induce the double play, and the Marlins were able to get out of it and punch their ticket into the postseason. It's so incredible. This team's story is so incredible.
And that's why we're doing this live session. It's going to be a quick one. Tomorrow, like we said, we're going to do a more complete report because we have to go back to the Miami Heat losing by 7 points at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Right now, the Miami Marlins, have the 5th best record, so they would go against the San Diego Padres, where we still have to wait until the end of. I mean, we have to play Saturday and Sunday and see where we end up and see who's going to be our rival starting on Wednesday in the playoffs. So thank you very much, David. We're gonna be back tomorrow again to talk a little bit more Marlins. And I'm glad. I mean, this is history. I know we're in the middle of the Miami Heat trying to come back, but this is history. And thank you for joining me. And we'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, man. Thanks for having me. Can't wait for it.
All right. See you tomorrow, and keep enjoying that beer watching the Miami Heat.
Yes,